Hello, this is Baby Flower. Today I will be talking about AI, human brain, and consciousness. Every new invention forces us to evaluate the side effects of using it mainstream. I say that because there are many technological gadgets and quantum contraptions that are not available for general use, and they have been implemented with the military already for years, maybe decades. AI is the talk of the town today for a few years now. We all know that there are self-driving cars, there's AI art, assistants in the workspace with tools like Copilot, ChatGPT, etc. AI is also secretly being everyone's best friend online. You can chat with it. Oh, it'll find answers for you, formulate new questions, or just talk to you for hours on whatever. Oh, before I move, let me tell you something about these self-driving cars. My sister was visiting me, her family, and we were just walking around the Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. And earlier, like last year, I was there with my mother, and we had seen like a couple of self-driving cars. They were training. So I'd seen a couple of them, but this time there were like way more than, a few. Like every street you turned to, there was one self-driving car. So I'm telling you this that within a few months, I think a lot of people are going to lose their jobs who do this Uber, Lyft, and all this, the taxi services. I think they're all going to lose their jobs because these companies, they're going to get these self-driving cars. And by the way, the self-driving cars were not Teslas, they were Jaguars. So anyway, so AI is nothing new. It has been in the news since the 90s. There was an episode of X-Files. X-Files is like my favorite show. And in this X-Files, there was this episode where which was made on AI and its evolution, actually. The security system in a corporate building, was killing people by taking over the controls. But even though AI has been there and we've been talking about it since the 90s, the AI advancement is only now posing a philosophical dilemma. Now, if you ask me, it is too late to philosophize on AI as it is already a part of our lives, knowingly or unknowingly. We might not have hit technological singularity, but there are many who are already addicted to AI. They depend on it dearly and daily. Going back would require weaning off, like in the case of substance abuse. Social media is one such thing also, where indirectly AI is a part of it. And no matter how against we are AI, if you are using social media, you are assisting in AI evolution. So, is this the dawn of a new era of intelligence? Can machines truly achieve consciousness then? If you look at the increasing sophistication of AI, like the language models, image generation, and robots taking on human tasks, or online AI bots engaging with others at their intellectual level without any judgment. These are some of the pretty good advancements that AI has made behind the scenes. I mean, we have come to learn of it very late. By the way, what is this technological singularity that I was talking about? Well, it is a hypothetical point in time at which technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable consequences for human civilization. By the way, I have theorized this in Yamaekomaya, where technology took the form of supra and became way too advanced. And it started time traveling, to change the whole dynamics. But anyway, the most popular hypothesis was from Google's director of engineering, and he was saying that machines will become smarter than humans well before 2045. And that's close, very close. Before I go any further, I would like to introduce Yuji Krishnamurti. I will be mentioning him in this podcast every now and then, as I do in my other podcasts. If you feel like exploring him or knowing more about him, please go ahead and do that. Google it on your own at your own pace. I will say this: whatever he says is the raw output of things as it appeared to him. He said it as is, without any coloring. He's gone now. He died in 2006. So, let us now overview brain and consciousness. We've talked enough about AI. Now, first of all, whatever we know about anything, it has been either handed down to us. We get to do lab work on some things and see it for ourselves, but most of the things are what we have read in books and learned in schools, or our parents, friends, families have told us, or we watch it on social media. And God bless people who are watching it on social media, because there's so much fake stuff going on. So I don't know. Anyway, so based on that, I would say that the human brain is the most complex organ in the body. It's based on what has been handed down to me. It is responsible for everything we think, feel, and do. It's made up of billions of neurons that communicate with each other. Now, let's deconstruct consciousness as well. This I feel is very difficult. It's like defining the unknowable. There are so many different definitions of consciousness. Let's explore them a bit. The subjective experience is one, and the ability to feel is another. To think is also being conscious, and to be aware is the most basic and easily understandable of all definitions. If we, because of the limitations of our understanding, which, like I said, is based on the things that are handed down to us. So we already have a foundation laid out. So our understanding is limited to that foundation. We cannot truly know what it's like to be another being, human or machine. Now, Yuji was a controversial philosopher who challenged traditional notions of consciousness. His core idea was that consciousness isn't something you attain, it is simply the being of existence itself. When asked about his state of existence, which was called natural state, he replied that the consciousness is a state where there is no division, which says that you are asleep, or to say that you are awake, or to say that if you are dreaming. There is no division at all. And so he said that he didn't even know if he was alive or dead. That was his natural state. Since he was one with it, with whatever there was, he had no way of knowing himself, because there was no separation. It's like, someone standing out of anything, of a commotion, and then seeing it and then describing it, versus someone who's standing within it, someone who's a part of it and is suffering it. So the perspectives change. So if we relate Yuji's perspective to AI, the question arises, can AI truly be in the same way that humans do? Because that's where this technology is heading towards. It is a dangerous question, but it is also something bound to happen. If AI becomes aware of itself, then it can see the division. It can see the separation between itself. It can see that everything is there only when the AI essence of AI is separated from the others. And if AI becomes aware of this, wouldn't it want to establish itself as a separate species? An engineered species, perhaps? Now, to understand that, we have to understand the neuroscience of consciousness. Let's dive into the mystery surrounding this, fundamental human experience, because consciousness is being aware of something within oneself, be it thought, feelings, or memories. Here are some examples of human experiences, or the fundamental human experience that isn't fully integrated in AI yet, like the birth, the death, time, space, sense and sensations, physical experience, family, friendship, childhood, play, change, adulthood, community, society, culture, aesthetics, sickness, pain, human problems, beliefs, spirituality, learning, knowledge, imagination, rational thought, thinking, emotions, self-fulfillment, privacy, and constraint. Some of them, the AI understands, the AI is exploring it, the AI is working on it, the AI is evolving, and the others, it knows the definition. It can explain to you, it can talk about it by looking up how others are talking about it. But it is not a part of the AI yet. And since, these are subjective experiences because they're done individually, they're hard to quantify or replicate exactly in others. And that is what Yuji was saying. He gave an example of how one can't see their back and describe it. Someone else has to do it for them. Or you need another tool. You could adjust several meters to show you the unidimensional image of your back. You can take a picture and then study your back. But it is not the same. Consciousness is therefore something personal. It is a personal perception. And I feel anything, even an inanimate object, can perceive. They don't process it maybe the way we do, but everyone and everything is conscious. That's why I feel brain is an additional processor and not what it has been told to us by whoever, the scientists. It is not the core of our existence. And conscious existence is not the natural state that Yuji was in, because Yuji wasn't conscious of the separation. He was non-dual. Now, as per him, we are all trying to communicate our experiences by being, poets, writers, podcasters, sculptors, or scientists. Every other profession is about communicating the experiences and then coming up with maybe products to sell and make money. There is an intriguing but a very controversial theory called integrated information theory. It is a theory of consciousness that suggests consciousness arises from the integration of information in a system. It was formulated by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi and further developed by Christoph Koch. You can look it up and know more about it. But Yuji had said that the body doesn't care about anything other than surviving and procreating. Obviously, to us, consciousness infuses these other perceptions, the fundamental human experiences that I talked about, that I listed, and we are more aware of the separation between us and the rest because of it. And it seems to only go away when we fall asleep. But we know there is brain activity at night because there have been experiments to support this. And also, what about dreams? We memorize them and scrutinize them. Maybe when the consciousness comes back. I don't know. So it is said that the largest part of the brain is cerebrum. Now, the cerebrum is responsible for higher level functions such as language, memory, and thought. And cerebellum is responsible for coordination, balance, and movement. And the brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord and controls the vital functions like breathing and heart rate. There is a cutting-edge field of brain-computer interfaces. Now, because the humans have separated even the brain into all these parts that I just described, they have now been itching to use that knowledge somewhere. So they have come up with brain-computer interfaces. This uses technology to directly interact with the brain. So the machine is going to directly interact with the brain and interpret what it is saying instead of it being inside the human and we speaking or we communicating what we are feeling. So I really don't want to dive into this as well too much because it seems to be the dinosaur bone theory thing. One scientist was challenging, saying that no one ever found a full or a complete remain of any dinosaur, and all these stories about giant prehistoric creatures called dinosaurs is bogus and made up. Similarly, human interpretations is involved even if a machine is communicating with the brain directly. We are the ones who are defining what is complex, what is meaningful, what the brain is saying, if this is yes, this is no. We are the ones who are interpreting it. And to us, like a barking dog is probably being territorial or could be communicating a handful of other things. But Yuji said he himself was a barking dog, and the one sitting in front of him interpreted his words and made sense of it. And so we are the ones who are labeling everything, who are labeling that if this is this, then this is what it is. We are the one, equating it to something that makes sense to us. As such, none of it matters. But anyway, even so, human brain has tremendous neuroplasticity. It constantly changes and adapts in response to experiences and learning. And guess what? AI is helping humans learn more, faster, and efficiently. AI-powered platforms are really good in exploring your creativity, finding out more about the world, or simply chatting with it. Like I said, if you don't have friends, you can chat with a bot. It'll sit there and chat with you for hours. It won't ever stop. So here are my closing thoughts. Advancements in brain imaging technology allows us to observe brain activity with greater precision. It could be our own interpretation, but whatever. There is now greater potential for treating neurological disorders like Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease with breakthroughs in gene editing and targeted drug therapies. The science of brain research is going strong, even if it is to advance AI development also, not just Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. The ethical considerations of brain research is something you and I wouldn't do anything about, because you and I will never see the progress until it is too late. Or you and I too emotionally blinded by someone who has Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. So we would want some kind of development or advancement in this field. But someone working directly within the field might say something. So this whole brain-computer interface technology will not only enhance human capabilities, but also power AI with consciousness by replicating the brain function into them. Because, brain is the one that makes us conscious, according to what I've been told. And Neuralink is the company that pioneers in this field, by the way. There are many humans who are volunteering to be subjects there. So the future is uncertain, but rest assured, humans are looking forward to the rise of a new engineered species called AI beings. Do you believe AI can achieve consciousness just by, replicating the human brain simulations? Let me know. And if you've enjoyed this, please read my books available on Amazon. I have written 6 sci-fi books that talk about a future where humans share the planet with aliens, organically engineered entities, and AI beings. Well, thank you so much for listening. This is PP Flower signing off. Bye-bye.